Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Mary Jane. We're so excited that you're here. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you're back again,
We desire that you feel uplifted and challenged, but mostly that you are invited into a conversation that will enable you to develop deeper connections with those you do life with. So grab your favorite beverage and join us at Connection with Purpose. Hi, welcome to episode 30, which is still on harvest. This is part 2. So if you haven't had an opportunity to listen part 1, we hope that you'll jump over whichever corner that's in. I can never remember. And so hop on over if you haven't heard that one already, and then come back to hear our other thoughts in regards to harvest. Before we jump into that, we're going to talk about the coaching connection this week, which was
reaping the benefits of change. So how do we, I would say change in general, if we make consistent changes, lead to big impacts for our health.
Yeah, but I love the fact that we get to reap the benefits, right? I think so often, we didn't even talk about this in the last episode, but I think sometimes we think of reaping in the negative
Mm-hmm.
connotation because for me anyway, this is going to sound, I am married to a farmer. So I just need to put that out there first and foremost. But when I think of reaping, I think of the Grim Reaper. I immediately think of the sickle. Like this is not a good thing. Like reaping is not going to be fun and exciting.
Well, I'm reaping tomatoes and making salsa for this winter.
Yeah.
And it'll taste amazing. So reaping bountifully and positive.
Yeah, I think just like consequences, right? Because there can be good consequences to something. I think reaping is the same. And I think it's extremely important to celebrate and reap the positive from change. So yeah, what else do you have in that?
Well, someone that I was colleagues with, and she's like, yeah, you know what? I just cut out this for a whole year and I lost 15 pounds.
What?
And she was so excited. And one of my coaching clients that I've met with, it was kind of interesting because she told me the other day that she had a whole new wardrobe. And I was like, oh, you had to go buy new clothes? That's usually not a good thing. And she goes, no, I got into clothes I haven't been able to wear for a really long time. And so she was so happy that she had a new wardrobe because she'd lost 12 pounds.
Yeah.
And so little things that we do every day make a huge difference in what we're doing. Drinking your water, getting enough sleep, exercising, or just being physically active in your daily life.
Yeah.
All of those things have benefits to them, and we can reap quite a bit if we put those things into play. And then we talked about in the last episode celebrating milestones. So I also wanted to just hit a little bit on we need to be careful about rewarding ourselves with treats.
Especially in the realm of coaching.
And so if you're trying to meet a goal, find something that is meaningful to you. Like you said, you'd like for positive things, you'd like to have something that is a memory.
Yeah, something that you can go in and do.
You can go, oh yeah, I did that. Yeah. You know, when I hit my first goal with Weight Watchers, my husband bought me a bracelet.
Yeah.
And my mantra was nothing tastes as good as thin feels. And that's what I kept telling myself over and over again. And so I would continue to look at that bracelet, and that would be my reminder.
Yeah.
That I didn't want to eat that.
Right.
It wasn't going to benefit me to eat that, or I needed to do something different. But I think sometimes we think, if I make it through this week and I'm good all week,
then I get to have.
Then I can cheat on this day and eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
And you've just negated everything that you've done all week.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we can eat so many calories in those cheat days that we've done ourselves a complete disservice. And so I would just be cautious about celebrating in terms of, so we can reap those benefits of change, that we would be mindful about what we reward ourselves with. And so I was just thinking through, like, if you are one of those, big iced coffee drinkers and you're putting in 600 calories in your body every time you have that, maybe you cut that back. Maybe you're not doing it every day. So then you
Mhm.
stash that $7
Yeah.
away for something that you can treat yourself with monetarily,
Yeah.
whether it's getting your nails done or having a massage or doing something, going out, whatever that might
Yeah,
look like.
and I will say, because you kind of already hit on this, that sometimes, again, even when we wanna go do something with somebody, it's usually to go out to eat, right?
Right.
Like all of a sudden we're doing something that again involves food. So it can be something simple as you go mini golfing
Yeah.
with your family, right?
Hmm.
Like that's what you do because that's the memory. That's how you're going to celebrate and remember that moment. Maybe you're going to go play frisbee golf. Maybe you're going to go to the beach, right? These are things that you can go and do and create memories that don't necessarily have to be around. Like again, I thought of you don't have to go get ice cream, right? Like
No.
that's another one that we tend to go, we just automatically want to do and associate food with an accomplishment. And so finding ways that we can celebrate
Mm.
reaping our changes is so it's so important.
I was very fortunate when I hit my goal the first time. My husband took me on a cruise. That's how we got to our first cruise was
Yeah.
I met my Weight Watcher goal.
Yeah.
And so that was that was something that was really started that love
Yeah.
actually for cruising, but
Yeah.
definitely things to think about. But little things that you can change now will reap big benefits
And I will
later
say
on.
too, you had said this, where we can quote unquote have a cheat day. I think that the benefits that we sometimes don't think about is the ability to say no.
Mhm.
And so when you're able to, like you said, it doesn't necessarily have to be cold turkey, right? You go from the large coffee to a small coffee. So you're still having your coffee every day. It's just not in the abundance that it once was.
Mhm.
And then you can then tell yourself, I can do this without the big coffee. I can do this without the chocolate. I can do this without the such and such. And so it becomes empowering to be able to say, I have it within me to be able to do these things and to make the changes that need to be made for my personal health journey, wherever you may be. So,
And it could be, you still have your chocolate, but now instead of milk chocolate, you're switching to a darker chocolate.
right. And instead of the whole bag of M&Ms, it's only the kind that you can fit in your hand. That's
That
as
was
many as you get.
that was when I
Mm,
knew that I had some self-control, is that I didn't eat the whole bag
yeah.
of M&Ms, but I could eat like 4 or 5 and put them away.
Yeah.
Because or chips. I am a sucker for a bag of chips.
Yeah. I was just telling my kids, in fact, I tell them often, they cannot eat from the bag. Like, they are notorious from just walking by and sticking chips in their mouth, and I'm like, "No, you put them out on your plate, fold the bag up, put it away because it's just too easy. It's too easy to be mindless about it." And
Mhm.
so it's really important to be intentional. Like, cool, enjoy the chips. Like, I'm all for it. Go for it. Like, enjoy your chips, but don't mindlessly walk by because it's just too easy. Well, let's go ahead and jump into our verse for this theme, and it is in Galatians 6:9.
And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart.
Wonderful. And so, how did this affect your heart? We'll start with you. How did it affect your heart in reading this passage and maybe surrounding ones as well?
Well, I was a little convicted about being weary.
If you
I'm
didn't
not
get to
gonna I'm
listen to
not
the
gonna
last
lie.
one,
Don't listen to the other. No,
yeah. No, it's
because
important to understand
weariness
weary. Yeah, go ahead.
weariness is a spiritual attitude towards what we are doing for Christ. And I'm not gonna lie, I have really been struggling with this
Yeah.
as I have for those of you who don't know, I work a full time job that is quite demanding and I travel a lot. I also teach at our local college, two of them, sometimes not both in the same semester, thank goodness. And then I also am in ministry at church. We are in our teen class, we work in the nursery, uh, and,
And we do this.
and we do this, which is way fun. Um, but also, there are things that go behind the
Yeah.
scenes for doing something like this. And so sometimes I'm just weary and
Yeah, you're like,
sometimes I just have a really bad attitude. And so God was really working on me on my bad attitude.
yeah, no, but I love that about scripture because sometimes it is that. Sometimes it is just you're gonna have to change your mindset because I'm not gonna have you do this forever, right? We
Hmm.
can sometimes get into that mindset of like it's never gonna end. And and when it comes to ministry, and we talked about this in the previous episode, when it comes to ministry, it doesn't end. It shouldn't end.
Hmm.
Until he calls us home, we're constantly in ministry. Now, what that looks like can absolutely change. But the mindset should always be I am doing this for his glory. And when we shift it to but
I want to stay home in my pajamas with
I
my feet
wanna
up.
fill in the blank, then we
Well,
know that we can become weary in what it is that
we
we're
talked
doing.
about in that last episode that part, if we do not lose heart, the research that I found on that is that if we do not give up, we do not
Mhm.
relax, and not that we continue to do the same things throughout our Christian life,
Right.
because our body may not allow us to do those things, but we spiritually should be living for Christ and doing the things that he wants us to do. And so I was like, okay, God, thank you.
Yeah. For me, it was patience, and I hate that word. Like, I'm not gonna lie
Ooh,
about
don't
it,
pray
like
about
I
that.
know, seriously. No, it is awful. I have 4 kids. Like, this is not something
Don't
I
pray
need
for
prayer
patience.
for, but no, it was just this reminder of harvest is not on your timetable, Rachel.
Mm,
Harvest does not get to come when you say it gets to come, and that's really where the Holy Spirit convicted me of, like, you don't know. You don't know what the timetable is for these things. And it was humbling in the sense too of especially with everything that's happening in our world of you don't know where your end is. Yeah,
mhm,
you'd love to be 90. I really don't want to live past 90. I'm not going to lie. Like I just don't. Like I feel like 90 is good. Like by that point I've done what I need to do.
mhm,
Again, God can take me whenever he wants, but at the same time he could take me tomorrow, and so that's the part where it's like you don't know the timetable.
mhm.
So
You're not
start
promised tomorrow.
yeah, so start living like you don't know the timetable. And so
Mhm,
that's where the Holy Spirit really did convict me in the sense of, like, okay, you don't get to say hurry up, but you also don't get to act like you have 20 years because
mhm,
you don't know that you have 20, 30 years. So that's where the Holy Spirit was definitely moving in my life. And then as far as well, I'll jump in with one of the songs. Obviously, for me anyway, when it came to harvest, the very first hymn that came to my mind was Bringing in the Sheaves. And it starts with sowing in the morning, sowing seeds of kindness, sowing in the noontime and the dewy eve, waiting for the harvest and the time of reaping. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves. And so feel free to listen to that song. I actually found a video that was super sweet because it's a family that's singing the song, but they're also doing it in the field and they get their kids involved with it as well. And I was like, this is perfect. So that's why I chose that one because I
mhm.
was like,
Mine would
oh,
have been little as much.
oh yeah, little
Little
as
as
much
much when
when
God
God
is
is in
in
it.
it.
I love
Labor
that.
not for wealth or fame.
Yes.
There's
No,
a
that's what
crown and you can win it if you go in Jesus'
I
name.
love it. Absolutely.
That would have been that was the first thing that popped into my head
I might
with
change
this.
one of them. You might get that. I might change one of them. And so
I
definitely
don't really have much to do with the songs.
yeah, I was like, definitely, definitely listen and feel free. We talk all the time about how we'd love to hear your questions. I'd love to hear your songs.
Yeah.
I really would. Like, there's nothing about this that I'm like, don't mess with my songs. Like, bring it on. I love to hear new music. I love to hear, a certain song that immediately popped into your mind when you heard it. I just think that all of that is extremely important. So, as we jump back in with practical application, it kind of went along the same line of be patient, of just this mindset of it's a marathon. And so if
Mhm,
we approach it as a marathon, we train completely differently than if it were a sprint.
mhm.
And so that practical application of remember that it's a marathon and not that it has to be solved today. because I'm very much like, we got to get this solved. We got to get it done. You need to figure it out. Come join me and be right where I'm at. And so if we approach any aspect, right? Raising kids, a new believer, a ministry, whatever the case may be, if we approach it as a marathon and we have that mindset versus the sprint, I think it changes the way that we do things. And at the same time, I put down recognize when you grow tired, not weary, right? Because
Mhm.
again, we already talked about that it's a mind shift, but do recognize when you grow tired because there are people who have this mindset of, well, I'm just going to keep on going. And I'm gonna pull myself up and it's like, okay, first off and foremost, you're probably not doing it in the spirit of Christ. So, are you really doing it the right way? But second, that there is nothing wrong with having that break, with recognizing that you need to rest, that somebody else can take that for you so that again, you can jump back in or find somewhere else in which you don't feel so tired and so run down, that you can find that excitement because it can be found in so many areas
Mhm.
of service. So I also put that down too is like don't run yourself ragged. Christ isn't going to be up there like, "Oh, well, they were barely hanging on." Like there's no gold stars for that. Doesn't hand things out for that. And so all of that to say just be mindful of what you're doing, of course, and why it is that you're doing. What about for you? Practical application?
Well, I think before this, he talked about loving others and bearing one another's burdens. And
Mm,
sometimes for us to get out of our own head, like, woe is me. Oh, I have all these things to do,
mhm,
is to do something kind for somebody else
mm,
and just be a blessing. See where we tell our son this every day, like, see how you can be a blessing to somebody today
yes.
who can, who needs to be lifted up
Mhm.
in, in your path.
Yeah.
Like, it may be as simple as saying, "Are you okay? You're not acting like yourself today. Is there anything I can pray with you about?"
Or even as simple as like, those are some really awesome shoes.
Oh, yeah. I love
Like,
shoes.
but I mean it. Like you don't like you don't realize that that one comment for one person all of a sudden changes their entire like, yeah, I'm rocking my cool shoes today. Like all of a sudden now their day is
Feed the cat.
completely changed. Yes, completely changed because of just that one comment.
I had somebody give me a compliment the other day, and I just didn't quite know what to do with it. But they were like, "You're always so dressed up," because I
Oh,
have to dress up for work. And he goes, "You make me feel like I need to tuck my shirt in."
you probably
And
you.
I was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
I wasn't quite didn't quite
yeah,
know what to do with that, but I just rambled on about some things and then said thank you.
yeah. No, but it is. I think that you can take that again for the fact that you care about how you present yourself, that the way that you present yourself matters
Mhm.
because people are far more apt to listen when you're put together. So, absolutely, it was a compliment. All right, let's jump into our top five, which was holidays. So, if you
There's
had to
not that
rank,
many, so
there isn't. I mean, there's,
I was
yeah,
like,
the major ones, but yeah. So,
can I put,
mhm,
National Coffee Day? Does that count as a holiday?
it should be. Everybody should celebrate. Um,
I really wanted to put those on my list.
I love it.
I just have to let you
I
know
went I went with the
that.
traditional
I
ones,
did too,
but
but I
I will
really wanted to put
say
that on my list.
I love it. I should have put it. There is a National Donut Day. I
I
have a whole
know.
story about that, but I'll save it for another time. But I will say that my order will probably not make some people happy. I'm not gonna lie about that. So we'll see. But I just have a feeling that there are gonna be people who are like, "You put that over that?" Anyway,
No judgment here, man.
number 5 for me was the 4th of July. For
Oh.
For a lot of different reasons. That's too funny. It says there's the exact same. I didn't look at the others. No, the others are different. There's some that are the same, but there are others that are different.
That's
So there you
hilarious.
go. We got a mixture of the holidays. But anyway, I put 4th of July because obviously I love the freedom. I love this country. I love the fireworks. I love that it's in the summer. Like there's so many reasons why I love the 4th of July. But what about you? What do you love about 4th of July? Because we know it's number 5 for her too.
Okay, I put family traditions.
Okay.
So we have a lot of family traditions. We get together, we do fireworks. We, um, ever since I got in my husband's family. We make homemade ice cream, and
It's good. I've had it.
we
We've been kind of like adopted
I
into
know,
their
I love it.
traditions. Like I was like, we've done 4th of July the last couple of years.
We
It's been
have,
great.
we have. And so it's nice to just relax and sit around and visit and that kind of stuff. So it's pretty low key, but yeah, fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do enjoy
Absolutely.
that.
Number 4.
For me, I put Memorial Day
Okay.
because I think it's so awesome that we celebrate and remember those who have lost their freedoms because of us
Mm.
and have gone before
For
us
us. Yeah.
and for us.
Yeah.
And my father-in-law does the local Memorial Day celebration and is in his uniform and rings the bell for all of those that have fallen.
Mm.
And so it's just a reminder.
Yeah. No, and an extremely important one. For those of you who don't know, my father was in the military, so that definitely runs deep in our family. Thankfully, he never gave his life.
Hmm.
I'm super thankful for that, but absolutely, thoroughly, and my heart is so thankful for those who'd
Hmm.
be willing to pay that sacrifice for my freedom. So this is where I get super controversial, and we'll know it because you'll know it by the end. Number 4 for me is Christmas.
Aw.
I know. Number 4 for me is Christmas, and I think there's a variety of reasons for it.
Mm.
Okay, there's a variety of reasons. One, it's winter. And I
So
don't.
obviously the weather has
I
something to do with
I
punchy red rights
I
or
do not I do not
holidays.
like the cold. I think the weather does, now that you say that. I don't know. Anyway, I do not like the cold. So I put it, and I'm not a gift person. So I think that's the other element. Now I love Christmas music. I love the holiday movies. Like I love all of that element. I even like the decorating. Like I like, that
Mhm.
element, but I am just I don't know. I'm not a gift person, so it I don't know. It just causes anxiety in my life. Like I'm like, I don't know what to get you. Like what do you really need? Like yeah. And I'm not really good at receiving gifts either. Like there are some people who are super good at it. Like my mom. My mom is one that is incredible. Like she could have met you for 5 minutes and she already knows exactly what you could use in your life. And I'm like, how
How
do
do you
you do
do
that?
that?
So so again, for some people it just comes, I think, more naturally. But all of that to say, I put it as number 4, and I know that there'll be those of you that are like, "You're evil." It's fine. Go
It's
ahead.
fine.
You can call me
It's fine.
evil. What was number 3 for you?
Labor Day.
Labor Day.
And
Labor
that's
Day. We
only
just got done.
because we do so much outreach
Mhm.
and I just love connecting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we do this.
Yeah.
I love connecting with other people, even though I'm kind of on the border between introverted and extroverted.
Right.
It wears me out. I am literally drained, but
Mhm.
it's also such a good time to be out and doing
And to be a
things
blessing.
and to be a blessing to
Yeah.
others. I really, really love that.
Yeah. Number 3 for me was Valentine's Day,
Ooh, that didn't
and
even make my list.
I know, I know. But
I
this
hate
is the
Valentine's.
reason. But this is the reason why, because it has never been about like the chocolate or the impressing or any of that. It has just always been that we have people who love us and we can share love.
Mm,
And so for me, that's what that holiday has been always about. I've always loved it. I never, before I was ever dating anybody, like any of that. In fact, I liked it less when I was dating somebody, like because there was just so much uh expectation,
mhm,
maybe is the right word around it. And I'm like, I don't need a day. Like
mhm,
we're gonna show each other that we love each other through a variety of different things. It's just more of the reflection and the reminder of how much love we have surrounding us. And so
mhm.
that's why it's on my list. So it's not so much the commercial
I was
aspect
like,
and
my
that
kids are probably gonna think,
I get flowers and roses and like that's not at all. I don't like any of that. I just
yeah.
like the element of we get to express love on a
Well, and
day.
my kids would probably be really disappointed that that didn't make my list because we do a fancy
Yes, I
Valentine's Day
remember you
party,
telling me about
and
this.
when the girls were little, we would get dressed up,
Yeah,
and I would make steaks, and we would we used the fine china.
yeah,
So I was teaching them etiquette.
sure,
They just didn't know it.
yeah,
It was
because it was
really a
fun.
teaching moment.
Yeah.
and they got dressed up in their princess dresses, and
Yeah.
dad danced with them in the kitchen, and
Yeah.
because we didn't want it to be about a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Right. Yeah. It's not the physical touch, like
Mhm.
affection kind of idea of love. Yeah.
I will say I haven't been very good at it now that the girls are gone, and my son, my 12-year-old, does not really care.
He does, just
He's
not
like,
in the
"Mom, can you
same
just make a
way.
steak for us?"
Yeah. I was like, he does, just not
He'd
in the
rather
same
have the
way.
steak, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kinda funny.
Yeah. But it still matters. Anyway, all that to say, that's why. Number 2 for me was Easter.
Me too!
Yeah, I was like, I knew some of them.
We got
We
that
got
one
the
the
same
same.
one. So number 2 is Easter. Again, I do think that there's a little bit of the weather element.
Spring is coming!
Spring is coming. Warm,
Spring is in the
warm, warm.
air.
But no, I mean, it obviously is a celebration of the fact that he's alive, he's arisen.
Mhm.
That my Christian faith means nothing had he not risen from the grave. And so, along with the fact that I love the music that surrounds Easter, I just love that we get to celebrate and proclaim that he is risen. And so that's why Easter is number 2 on my list.
I have that as well, but I also we have a big family get together
Mhm.
for my husband's family
Mhm.
every Easter, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out in the pasture. Hopefully, it's not raining or snowing. We have had those things
Never
happen.
know.
The kids go down and play in the creek, and they have great memories
Yeah.
of that. And we do an Easter egg hunt,
Yeah.
and hope that the chocolate isn't melted.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love the connection with family, and some of our friends and neighbors who are like family
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on. Come on.
Let's all celebrate.
Come celebrate with
Yeah.
us.
All right, number 1.
My number 1 was Christmas.
I was like, I knew. I was like, see, there's going to be a ton of people who absolutely are with you.
We love the Christmas season. So we decorate almost every room in our house.
Mhm.
I have probably 20 totes downstairs with Christmas stuff in them,
See?
and 3 Christmas trees,
Yeah.
and
I love
all
it.
the things.
I'm not angry with anybody who loves Christmas, right? I'm
Good.
all for it. Yeah. No, I am. I want to be very clear in that. Like, I'm all for people who love Christmas, and I love like being a part of and celebrating with people. It's not, I have maybe one tote of things that get to do. It's like the one time in my house that I decorate. It's Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah. So
And if you could see my house now, you would
Mhm.
know that I decorate for fall as well, and all the seasons.
But here's the other thing too with Christmas is that I feel like we're so busy.
Oh, yeah.
Like that there's so many things that happen during that particular season that it almost feels chaotic. And I
Mm.
think maybe that's why there's probably a little element. Again, we've talked about this before. We're very much introverted, extroverted people. And so maybe it's just the weariness that I feel by the time everything is said and done
Mhm.
because I've just been around all of the people and all the things. And so
Mhm.
maybe there's that element that plays into it. But for me, number 1 is Thanksgiving. I
Mm.
absolutely love Thanksgiving, and I probably because of the food.
I was gonna say, that is my least favorite holiday.
Oh, but there are no gifts. There's no real expectation. It's just true, just gathering
Mm.
of people. And I will say too that I've never experienced the stress. Like some people have some serious stress when it comes to Thanksgiving because they, again, have the entire thing to plan. And I've never had to do that. So even as a child, we lived in Nevada. So we would get together with my dad's side of the family. We would meet in Reno and we would go to the buffet.
Oh.
Nobody had to cook, nobody had to clean. Afterward, we'd go see movies because, big movie weekend. Like,
Mhm.
so we would go and, watch a movie. The adults would go gamble and we just would have a good time. And so Thanksgiving I think, just had that element where you got to gather, but there were no expectations. And I felt like there were just more expectations around other holidays. And I love the fall weather. So again, it goes back to weather
But you
because
don't like cold.
I don't like cold, but I love sweater weather.
Oh.
Like I love just that cool. We've had it here. We called it fake fall. Did I tell you this story about my son?
Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness. So I was out the other day. I've been working on painting a desk that my mom got for me, and I was out doing the drawers. I basically ran out of paint, is the story. So I had to do a two-tone thing because they didn't make that color anymore. And so I was out painting, and my son walked by and he goes, "Well, I guess I got to go rake some leaves. It's fake fall." So funny. So
Right.
he went and got a rake. I was like, "You go ahead, dude. Like, have fun with that. Have fun, buddy." And so all of that to say, that for me, like when it's just like in the morning, you want to be bundled up like in a sweatshirt kind of thing, but it gets cool, it gets warm enough to take off a sweater and have something short sleeve underneath. And you can wear boots. That's the
I
perfect.
saw you had your boots on.
I did.
It's funny.
I did. It
And
was
her coat.
cooler. It was cooler. Yes.
We were laughing.
Yes.
But
So
well, and I think that's why I like Christmas because the kids come home
sure,
and
that
we
makes
have the
sense.
blankets out
Yeah.
and we snuggle
Yeah.
and watch movies and put puzzles together. And
Yeah.
I'm fine with winter as long as I don't have to go
Go
anywhere.
out in it.
And I don't even like the gifts. I would be
Yeah.
okay not
Yeah.
giving or getting gifts.
Yeah.
I do. My kids love their stockings.
There's some traditions,
Like
yeah,
traditional kind of
that
things
are handed down. Like, we
that
would
we
do
love.
Christmas Eve. Like,
Mhm.
so we have specific traditions associated with Christmas Eve, but, like, Christmas, I'm like,
And I told my kids, I'm like, because I have kids that work different shifts, and I'm like, We can do Christmas whenever you want to do Christmas."
yeah,
But my husband and I like sending Christmas cards, and we sit down with our
mhm,
hot chocolate and put on Christmas music and do the cards together.
that's
And
sweet. Yeah.
it's just a lot of tradition. I
Yeah.
think that makes me like,
But with people, right? Like, again,
hmm
like you said, just that
my
connection of
tribe.
being yeah, of being with yeah,
And I also get a chance to be a blessing to others.
yeah,
And I love that.
mhm.
Even if I don't get them something that they like, I'm like, I tend to pick out things that I like and then hope that they like them too.
And if not, you can just regift them. That
Exactly.
just regift them
Exactly.
back.
Exactly.
I love
Because
it.
I would probably like it and not
Yeah,
remember that I bought it for you
that's right.
anyway.
It's all good.
So,
A fun tip. There you go. Now you
I
know.
have no memory
Now
for
you
those
know.
of you. Like, even when we sing, I can't remember the words.
Yeah.
That's
Like, no worries.
why I don't sing them.
No worries. See, and I'm the type of person that I'm with you. Like, and two things. Even if I did remember, it would not offend me in the slightest.
Mm-mm.
Like, I don't care if you regift something of mine. Like, I really don't. Like, it's okay with me. There is no emotional attachment. Like, I just hope it brightened your day.
Right?
Right? That you feel like you were thought of and that you feel the love that was behind it,
I
right? Like,
love
I don't
that.
yeah, again, if you send it on so that it can be loved by somebody else, then yay, like, that's what I would rather that than it just sit in a box
Yeah.
somewhere. So, that's where I am on gifts.
And for gifts, I do a lot of gift cards. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie because I'm like,
Go get what you
go get
want.
what you want. I just
Yeah.
want to be a blessing to you.
Yeah.
And I love gifting Starbucks gift cards to teachers and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like, who
exactly.
couldn't enjoy a Starbucks,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Even if you don't like coffee, there's other things there.
There's
There's
other
lemonades
That's
and
right.
teas and
All the things.
hot chocolate.
There's pastries. Yeah.
Go get yourself a cake pop.
Yeah,
Whatever you
whatever you
want.
want, whatever brings joy. Well, we would love to hear your top 5. Feel free to disagree with me. It's fine. I know a bunch of people love Christmas. It's okay if it's number 1 on your list. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. But we'd love to hear your top 5 or even just your top holiday. Which one do you enjoy celebrating the most and why? Why do you enjoy it? And tell us, how did this passage affect your heart? What are some practical ways that you can put this particular passage into your life? And what does that look like? And just let us know. We are looking forward to the holiday season as it will soon be approaching very quickly, as I feel like a bullet train sometimes. But
I've already started buying gifts.
I know, I do too. I typically buy them at the end of the year for the next year. I'm like, oh, look, 80% off. This will be present for next year. I'm not kidding. I have a whole stack of presents that are already in my closet, mainly stocking stuffer type things, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I have. But yeah, I do
I
it.
stock up on candles.
Yeah. So I'm like,
I gift a lot of candles.
here we go. Now you know. Now you know a little bit more about us. So we're already starting. We're already starting with the holiday season, but we do appreciate your engagement and just watching our videos. That means a lot. It helps us get to the next goals that we have. We have to reach certain goals on YouTube before we can receive any kind of money in regards to this endeavor. And so anytime you watch, anytime you share, it just helps us grow. And so we definitely appreciate it. And
I was going to say Christmas gifts. Oh, our online store.
I was just going to say that I just last night
I have my
added some
shirt on
new,
today.
I added some new fall items. So go check them out. They're on our website. So in our
I got
store.
really creative on Christmas too.
Sweet. I haven't done any Christmas yet, but I did put out fall stuff. So
And I
please
have more
go
fall stuff in there.
go
So you
check
have
it
to
out.
check it
Yes,
out.
yes, go check out the things and shop local because it does make a huge difference in our lives and again in the lives of those that are doing their best to have a small business and be successful in it. So thank you again for coming. Thank you for staying till the end. We look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
Bye. We hope you enjoyed the conversation and can't wait to hear more.
If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us at connectionwithpurpose.com so you never miss an episode. We love having you as a part of our community.
Until next time, stay connected because the best conversations are the ones that bring us closer together.